we have seen the difference between the transmission line and the waveguide. Now, through that waveguide, microwaves, that is the electromagnetic waves or radio waves, are propagating through the waveguide along with the z-axis. So, now what are the microwaves? At what range the microwaves are defined? That means what is at what frequencies that waves are generated. So the frequency range for the microwaves is 1 giga to the 30 giga, in the range of that. You know the electromagnetic spectrum, that frequencies are divided into different types of bands, starting with the low frequency, high frequency, very high frequency, right? So according to the frequency selection bands, the band name is given. So now in this range, 1 gigahertz to 30 gigahertz, that range, in that range, microwaves, that at that frequency the waves are generated, the waves are known as the microwaves. Okay, now why the name is microwave? Why the name is given to the microwave? Now tell me, if the frequency is in the range of 1 gigahertz to 30 gigahertz, so what is the effect it is on wavelength? Is there any effect in the wavelength? If the frequency increases, is there any effect of frequency on wavelength? There is no any change in wavelength if the frequency is high. No? Suresh? Joel?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Then
what
there is
happens?
inverse relation.
Right now, what is the frequency is equal to C by lambda, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is inversely proportional, right? That means as frequency increases, wavelength decreases, right? So wavelength is very short. So at in the range of frequencies in the 30 gigahertz, the wavelength is coming in the millimeters. So the name is also millimeter waves. So it is millimeter, that means very short distance. So that's why the name is also given. It is microwaves, right? And at a low frequency, generally the wavelengths are coming in meter, centimeters, right? So, but at a high frequency wavelength, it is in millimeter. So that's why the name is given microwaves, right? And when we use this single transmission line or single conductor transmission lines, for the transmission line or for the analysis of the transmission line in EDC, we already applied that KCL and KVL laws. But in case of the microwaves, that laws are not applicable at all, right? So that's why there is a different theory for the analysis. So here we are using that Maxwell's equations in the space, whatever we studied in electromagnetics, right? So there are the three types of solutions to analyze this microwaves through the waveguides. Maxwell's laws. Now, again, in PPT, I already explained transverse electric magnetic waves. Now, what is actually these waves? So, the waves do not have any component along the direction of propagation, right? That means EZ, direction of propagation, it is along Z axis. Remember the uniform plane wave. Electric field direction, it is along X axis. Magnetic field direction, it is along Y axis. And the direction of propagation, it is along the Z axis. both E bar and H bar are perpendicular to each other. And that word, it is converted into term of transverse. So transverse electric, transverse magnetic. Please remember the word. Now, for transverse electric magnetic, now here both E and M is present. So that's why this E and M, that component is not present along direction of propagation. So that's why EZ and HZ, E for EZ, M for H, that is the magnetic. So HZ component is 0. Remember the interpretation. For transverse electric, E means EZ, that means this EZ component is absent. Do not have this E component along the direction of propagation. But as the name transverse electric, only EZ component is 0. What about HZ? It is not 0, it is present and it is propagating. Now same case in transverse magnetic, Hz is equal to 0 because here M is written. So here that letter is written. Please relate the M for magnetic field, and for magnetic field the component is H. We have only two components, E and H, electric field and magnetic field. So M is present, so Hz is 0 and Ez is not 0. Now TEM waves only for the two conductor waveguides. That is, we already seen in the coaxial cable TEM that it supports or the wave of propagation, mode of propagation that supports the TEM waves or quasi-TEM waves. Right? And this transverse electric and transverse magnetic, we can have multiple solutions, more than two or three wave passing in the medium. So we can relate that which are the modes are present, right? TE and TM. First, you need to understand TE, what is mean by TEM, what is mean by TE and TM, which component present and which component absent. Very important. FC denoted as a that is the cutoff frequency denoted as FC, F, C suffix. Cutoff frequency, which means frequency below which TE and TM wave cannot transmit. Right? Below that cutoff, frequencies cannot transmit. Above that cutoff, all frequencies are allowed to transmit. The mode that has lowest critical frequency, known as the dominant mode. Again, this word is new, critical frequency. This is different. Cutoff frequency is different, critical frequency is different. So the mode, now there are the mode. Here we need to study the modes. That modes are useful to propagate through the waveguide. That means which component is present, H0, E present. According to that, combinations are there like 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1 likewise. So this mode combinations are there that known as the mode like TE00, TE11. So the mode that has the lowest critical frequency known as the dominant mode. Now, the wavelength lambda of the centimeter wave at the microwave frequencies are very short. So that's why are known as the microwaves. Now, microwave bands for this 1 to 30 gigahertz. Now again, in electromagnetic spectrum, you have seen that just the band's name is given: low frequency, high frequency, very high frequency, right? So that LF, VHF, HF, likewise, only that band is divided. Now in the microwave band itself, from 1 to 30 giga, again that band is divided for specific applications. So here 1 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz, that band name is given as L, capital L band. Then 2 to 4, S band. 4 to 8, C band. X band, KU band, K band, and KA band. Now, whatever the practicals we are doing, that is comes under this X band. And this X band is specifically used for the educational purpose, and that is the 8 to 12 giga. So on the Klystron or the microwave test bench is there to perform different types of analysis. So here we are using that in that frequency meter, the frequency range is from the 8 to 12 gigahertz. So that's why the educational or the practicals we are doing that are under the X band. L band, that is for GSM, marine, satellite. 2 to 4 gigahertz. S band, OHAN, Bluetooth, Zigbee, radar, Wi-Fi. Anyone know what is the frequency of microwave oven? At what frequency it operates? No idea? Anyone know how it works? So tell me tomorrow what is the frequency of microwave oven if it is in your home. 2 gigahertz to 4 gigahertz. 4 to 8 satellite communication, that is the C band communication. X band communication specifically for the educational purpose. 12 to 18 satellite TV, that is the KU band. Then next band is there 18 to 70G, 27G, that is the K band. It is used for radar, armature, satellite, infrared. Also in terms of astronomy, the K band, GMRT visit. That is the related to the astronomy. Again the Ka band, 27 giga to 40 giga, satellite communication with high resolution and radar, military, aeroplane. That Ka band is there for 27 gigahertz to 40 gigahertz. After that the millimeter waves are there. Above 30-40 gigahertz the waves are known as the millimeter waves. But in this microwave, the wavelength it is coming in terms of centimeter, and below this the wavelength it is in meter, centimeter, millimeter. Okay, so it is 0.3 terahertz. Now remember the bands that is under the microwave band. Here I have written the differences or similarities between the waveguide and the transmission line. Same.